What's going on YouTube? azneyeswhitedragon here. This is a deck profile for hand control water. Now this deck is pretty mean, especially if you're going first turn. It has a lot of plays, can cycle through cards relatively fast, and it's working with the whole trap, dust shoot, mind crush, and then seeing your opponent's hand. So I'll get on with the deck profile and I'll explain something as I go along. So we got 2 Deep Sea Divas, 2 Malicious, 1 E-Hero Ocean, 1 Stratos, Gishki Diviner, 3 Mobius, 3 Swap Frog, 2 Treeborn, 2 Creature Swap, Dark Hole, 2 Destiny Draw, 1 Enemy Controller, 1 Heavy Storm, 1 Mind Control, 3 Miracle Fusion, Reborn, 3 Moray of Greed, 3 Pot of Duality, 1 Rhoda, double Mind Crush, triple Spiritual Water Art AOI, and Trap Dust Shoot. Now the extra deck, you gotta run that Brachio Radius, but pretty much you're just gonna be going for those absolute zeros, other than activating Reborn. Because I don't run Valor in here, there was just no room, and you want to open up being able to see your opponent's hand, and you can kind of control what they're actually doing. So simple plays, something like Summon Diva, and then Special Summon Gishki Diviner, and then just use Gishki Diviner and call out any card. If you happen to have Spiritual Water Art, you don't actually end up synchroing. The only synchro you'll probably be going for pretty much is Catastor, because that, Diva plus Gishki Diviner. But I mean, you could still have options, I mean, you have your Mally, so that, you can work that with the Divas. It works pretty good. But basically, you're running the waters for the draw power, plus summoning Swap Frog and sending Treeborn, and then setting Spiritual Water Art. Sets up really good plays because you get to see your opponent's hand, and if you happen to have a Mobius in your hand, which is pretty often because you have enough cards to cycle through your deck, like you have Rhoda to get out a card, your Stratos, search out Mally, then you can activate D-Draw, plus you have the dualities. You can get this deck relatively consistent really fast, especially going first turn. It's absolutely amazing. If you can set like maybe a Trap Dust Shoot, Mind Crush, and then a Spiritual Water Art, your opponent cries, especially when you can Mind Crush for multiple cards, because if they run multiple copies of the card, they have to discard all of them. Pretty darn good. I really like this deck. The main pushes are pretty much with Miracle Fusion. If your opponent does get out Cursia, your answers are pretty simple. It's just going to be Creature Swap. I like, summoning Treeborn Frog and attack, then Creature Swap their Christia, and then you basically get a direct attack, minus the 100. But I really like this deck because if you go first, and again, if you open up with like Water Art, and Treeborn Frog is already in the graveyard, whatever they set, you can just Mobius, and then you can go plus off of that, and then your opponent is at a state where you know everything that they can really do in their deck, because you get to see pretty much what they're running. If you're going first, again, this deck is amazing. Going second, not as great, but still good because if they're holding on to maybe that Envoy, you can Water Art the the Envoy. Pretty darn good because it just sends it to the graveyard, and then also pretty good because it works against spells and traps. Whereas Dust Shoot, it's just the monster, so you can send their like Reborn, their Dark Hole, their Heavy Storm. Not that you'll ever really want to do Heavy Storm. The only time that you'll be setting that you can't really activate cards is pretty much enemy controller if you're trying to save yourself from getting gamed. But let me know how you guys like this deck, and if you have any suggestions, go ahead and put it in the comment section. But thanks for watching, guys. azneyeswhitedragon signing out.